Okay, very good morning, students. So today I'm going to taking uh, the new concept or the new model of the design of precious concrete subject, that is shear resistance of the PSCB or the section. Okay. So as we know that how the shear will be take place in the any given structure or any structure. So it may be RCC structure. Up to now we have studied about RCC structure. So now in this concept we are going to study about the how the shear will be take place in the pre-stressed concrete structures. So as we know that, so how the shear will take place, that is because of the principal tensile stress which will be resulted or which will be acting on the any structure. Due to that there will be a shear. Okay. So we have a various types of the shear failures. Okay. So, but how to control this shear? We in the RCC we know that by providing the stirrups or by providing the longitudinal bars we can control or we can avoid the shear failures. But how we are going to take it in the pre-stressed concrete structures? Okay. So in the pre-stressed concrete structures, the shear will be take place due to the various causes. Okay. So but how to control that or how to avoid that? That will be avoided because that will be avoided by the various methods or by the various ways. So the ways are, first one is applying the force, that is the tension force, to the steel or the tendon by horizontally and vertically, and also it may be by a inclined or a sloping cables, because in the problems, in the various problems, we are taken the straight cables, we are taken the parabolic cable, and I told that what is the importance of the cable profile. Okay, so while calculating or while doing the problem, so we can understand that. So what is the importance of the cable profile? Okay, so that will also conceptually we are studied in the load balancing concept. Why it is important and why we are going to provide the load balancing concept. Okay, and so here the three ways of to control the shear, that the shear failure or to increase the shear resistance is by applying the force in horizontal direction, by applying the force in the inclined direction, and by applying the force in the vertical direction. Because so if this is a structure, okay, if this is a cable, okay, we can provide or we can applying the force or we can uh, transferring the force through the horizontal direction, okay, and inclined direction, even by the vertical direction. Okay, in three direction it is possible to apply the force to the cable or force to the structure. By this, we can avoid the shear failure or we can increase the shear resistance of the structure. Okay. So this is about the ways or the methods of which how can we can control the shear failure or we can increase the shear resistance. And the various shear failures are, first one, the diagonal tension failure. Diagonal tension failure. And second one, shear compression failure. And third one, shear tension failure. And fourth one, web crushing failure. And fifth one, arch rib failure. So these are the different types of the failures which is caused due to the shear. Okay. So the first one is diagonal tension failure, and second one shear compression failure, and shear tension failure, web crushing failure, and arch rib failure. These are the various types of the failure which is take place due to the shear or which is taken in the this pre-stressed concrete structures. Okay. So now we are going to start with the problems. Okay. So first I am going to give the some of the concepts and some of the formulas which are required for this to calculate the shear resistance or to calculate the shear failures. Okay. So the first one is the formula to calculate the shear stress. That is tau V is equal to Bu into A by bar divided by I into B. So where Bu is the shear force and Ay is the first moment of area, or it is also called it as static moment. And moment I is moment of inertia, that we know, and B is the width of the section, or width of the beam. Okay, in the T or I section, okay, if it is a rectangular section, we can take it as it is a width of the beam and width of the section. But if it is a T section or I section, so then B is equal to BW, that is width of the web section. Okay. So this is these are the values, or which are the parameters which are required to calculate the shear stress. That is, tau V is equal to Vu into Ay bar divided by into B. Vu is the shear force and Ay bar is the first moment of area, and I is the moment of inertia, and B is the width of the section. And next formula is required is, that is, principal stresses. Okay, that is sigma max or sigma minimum. Sigma max is equal to Fx plus Fy by 2 plus or minus 1 by 2 into square root of Fx minus Fy whole square plus 4 times of tau v square. This is the formula used to calculate the principal stress, that is sigma max or sigma minimum is indicated as the principal stresses. That should be calculated by using the formula Fx plus Fy divided by 2 plus or minus 1 by 2 into square root of Fx minus Fy whole square plus 4 times of tau v square. So where tau v is the shear stress, that should be calculated by using this formula, and this Fx and Fy. Okay, so where Fx is the horizontal pre-stress. Okay, that is Fx is equal to P by A. Okay, if they are not given in the problem, that should be calculated by the formula P by A. That is, P is the force and A is the area of the cross section. From that we can get the value of Fx. And Fy, that should be given in the problem itself. Okay, that is the vertical pre-stress. This is horizontal pre-stress and this is vertical pre-stress. So these are the some of the important formulas which are required to calculate the shear stress and also even calculate the principal stresses. Okay, so now we will take the problem on the shear resistance. So the first problem is the horizontal pre-stress at the center of the concrete beam rectangular section, that is 120 mm wide and 250 mm deep, and is 7 Newton per millimeter square. The maximum shear force of the beam is 70 kilonewton. Calculate the maximum principal tensile stress, and what is the minimum vertical pre-stress required to eliminate this principal tensile stress. Okay, and let me take all the data of the given problem. This is the section is rectangular section, and the dimension is 120 mm wide, and its depth is 250 mm. So B is 120 mm, and overall depth is 250 mm, and the Fx value is given. So Fx value is 7 Newton per millimeter square. By using these values, and they are given the maximum shear force, that is the Vu is given 70 kilonewton. So by using these values, so we want to calculate the maximum principal tensile stress, that is sigma max, and what is the minimum vertical pre-stress is required to eliminate this principal tensile stress, that is Fy. how much Fy is required to eliminate this principal tensile stress. Okay, because to control the shear failure or to increase the shear resistance, we want to avoid or we want to control or we want to eliminate all the principal tensile stress what is there in the given structure. Okay, so first we will take the formula, that is shear stress tau is equal to Vu into Ay bar divided by I into B. Okay, so we can so I is rectangle, I limit of inertia is B dq by 12, that you know. So B is 120 mm and depth is 250 whole cube by 12 and its value is 156.25 into 10 raised to 6 mm to the power of 4. Okay. This is the I value, that is moment of inertia, and P value is 120 mm, and VV is given, that is 750 kN, and here Ay bar, that is the static moment or the first moment of area. So that should be calculated by this, that is the first moment of area. Okay, if I take them, this is the area, that is the static moment. To calculate the static moment, this is the centroid. Okay, this is the centroid resistance Y bar, and this is the area. Okay, so what is the VU? 750 kilonewton into 10⁻³ . What is the area of that? 120 into, what is the area of this? It is 250 by 2, that is 125. That is the first moment of area, that is static moment. Okay, so static moment should be calculated. So where the central axis is there, above that section we should take, that is to calculate the Ay bar. So A is 120 into this value, that is 250 divided by 2 is 125 into A, that is Y bar. Okay, so Y bar is 125 divided by 2 divided by, so I value is 156.25 into 6 and B is 120, right? 120. So the shear stress value is 3.5 Newton per millimeter square, that is tau V value. So tau V value, the shear stress is 3.5 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, this value we are calculated. So now actually what we want to calculate? We want to calculate the principal tensile stresses, that is sigma max. Is sigma max. Sigma max formula is Fx plus Fy by 2 plus, because plus or minus means, plus means it's sigma max and minus means sigma minimum. Sigma max, that is Fx plus Fy by 2 plus 1 by 2 into square root of Fx minus Fy whole square plus 4 times of tau V square. So Fx value is 7 plus Fy is not given, so its value is 0 plus 1 by 2 into square root of Fx is 7 minus 0 whole square plus 4 times of tau V is 3.5 square. Okay. If you calculate this value, you can get as 8.4, that is sigma max. Maximum principal tensile stress we can get as that 8.44 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. So how this is about, or how to calculate the maximum principal tensile stress. So now, and one more thing is given to calculate, that is what is the minimum vertical pre-stress is required to eliminate the principal tensile stress. Right. Eliminate the minimum principal stress, that is minimum vertical pre-stress, that is sigma minimum is equal to, sigma minimum is Fx plus Fy by 2 minus Fx So here Fx is 7, Fy it is not given, okay, but that we want to calculate minus 1 by 2 Fx is 7 minus Fy whole square plus 4 into 3.5 square, okay, and sigma minimum is 0 because to avoid this principle, tensile stress, what we require? We require this Fi. Okay, how much Fi is required to eliminate this principal tensile stress? Okay, so that's why it is should be 0. Okay, so now if you take this as an equation, you can get the value of Fy as 1.75 Newton per millimeter square. That is, vertical pre-stress of 1.75 Newton per millimeter square is required to eliminate this principal tensile stress in the given structure. Okay, so this is the way to calculate the principal tensile stresses. That is, it may be a max, that is a sigma max and sigma minimum. That is a major principal stress and minimum principal stress.